Hey guys, what's up? Keefe here, and for the first time ever, I've got Jake with me in person.
Let's go.
Today we're both big Man United fans, obviously, so we thought we'd talk a little bit about Man United, and kind of what they might want to do in the future going forward. Because we haven't been the Manchester United we
not
were.
at all.
Which is rough because honestly, when we were younger, like we grew up with Footy, so
Yeah,
we were winning everything, and I think I took it for granted.
I know.
Like, I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have.
Yeah, because we didn't really think it was going to change. We were so dominant.
It was just normal to us.
Yeah, it was normal.
I think we're getting back there. So we've been doing decent this season. Today, obviously, a little bit of a disappointing result. Late draw against AC Milan, but we're definitely improving since Fergie left. So do you think Ole is the right man for the job? Like going forward, if we want to be back on top, seriously challenging for the league and Europe also?
Yeah, well, at first I thought we've been through so many manager changes that when we got Mourinho, I thought that was going to be the one for sure because he was so good. But then during him, he was a disaster, and he actually managed us really terribly, in my opinion. And then it was another bad manager. So now we have Solskjaer, and he's done the best by far of any of them.
Yeah.
Like he just made the changes that were needed to be made with the players and the positioning, and just like having the holding midfielders, who's playing, where they are, people playing when they're right, and it just made a huge difference. So, I mean, I don't know how anyone could argue that he's not the one to get us in the place we're going right now. We're in second place, so I think for sure he should keep his job.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, with some of the old managers, I think they definitely didn't try to play the right type of football or bring in the right players, but I'm pretty sure part of it had to do with the board because for a while after Fergie left, it seemed like we just wanted to sign big name players. But before they even came in, it's like, I don't know how they're going to fit into this team. Like they don't really seem like they'll make us better. If anything, they might make us better in one area, but they'll hurt us in other ways. Like Di Maria.
Yeah, true. That's a good example, actually. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right.
But with Ole, that seemed to change. I mean, the players he's brought in, I like the way he's going about in the transfer market. Yeah, bringing in young guys who are hungry, obviously, because they're not proven yet, most of them. And Man United, that's going to be like the biggest team that they've been at this point in their careers. So they're going to want to make their mark and get in the team quick. But with players like Di Maria and Falcao was another one, Sanchez, I feel like those guys came in and they're like, oh, we should be right in the lineup.
They were almost like obviously really, really good players, but they just didn't fit the system we were playing, or like something it wasn't right for them, but they were just good players that we were trying to force into our team. I feel like was happening.
And Solskjaer also, he's gotten rid of a lot of the deadwood. Since he's come, we've gotten rid of Lukaku, Young, Sanchez, Fellaini got moved out, Rojo, like all of these players who were on pretty big wages. And
that's true.
Weren't helping the team. And
it's a good point.
Yeah, and like those players, if you're not playing, you're getting paid that much a week, that's killing the team because they can't use that money in the transfer market or anything else.
It's actually, I kind of didn't really think about that, honestly. All those players that were getting wages.
And actually, well, the only player that stayed like for a while and hasn't gotten that deadwood is Phil Jones. He's like the only one left. But I don't even know who'd take him right now.
I know.
He's just been unlucky with injuries his whole career. I feel bad for him.
I don't even think he's that bad of a player, really. Like,
no,
he's definitely not a starter, probably, but he he's like a meme, but he's not that bad.
Yeah. And do you like the way Solskjaer's been playing with this team? Because Mourinho, obviously, was very sit back, park the bus. We still sit back with Solskjaer sometimes, but it's in those it tends to be in those big games against like City,
where it might be more
Liverpool.
strategic to do that.
Yeah,
and it works.
Teams where
clearly.
we're not really gonna control possession.
I think that's probably the best way to play it. Like sit back against Liverpool and City because they're gonna soak up possession anyway. You don't want to leave gaps open. Just play tight and just break, and it works. We actually work really well doing that. And against the other teams, just dominate them. So I really like the way he plays the team. Actually, I think he plays it the way it's meant to play. I mean, the only thing I would disagree with is playing Martial up there, and we do need another forward. So hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think. Well, you saw Martial got man of the match in this.
Yeah, I know.
He missed. He should have scored.
Yeah, and he wasn't even that. He was so.
He won the penalty. That was.
That's the big moment, I guess.
But yeah, I actually like halfway through the season, I was like, all right, maybe let Tony go through the end of this year, like let him stay, and then last year has to be his last chance. If he doesn't turn it around, we have to move on.
Definitely.
Because he ended last season so well.
I know, he's so well. I was so excited for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think because obviously we know he has the talent.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's got to be something like in his head that's holding him back right now. And I mean, I could see, he ended last season really well and looked like he could be our number 9 going forward. And then we brought Cavani in. I could see how, from his perspective, that might be like, oh, I just had the season of my career.
True.
And now you're bringing in another striker. Like, that will mess with you a little bit. But
that's true.
But also, at the same time, we knew Igalo was going to leave. And so Cavani was he's way better than Igalo, but he's the same type of signing.
Yeah, 100%.
Bringing in an older, experienced striker to just give some depth for a couple of years before we bring in the guy who we want for the next 10 years.
Definitely. But we definitely needed another forward, and Cavani's just a really good one, like, whether it's a backup or not.
And he's very different than Martial too.
Yeah,
he's
100%. Yeah,
goal poacher.
For sure.
Man, Cavani.
Yeah, I just don't think Martial's a forward is the thing. Like, when he was doing well last season, it was also like some of it was also on the wing. I like him a lot.
Most of it was
no,
because Rashford was
playing on the left,
and then Greenwood was playing on the right.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right.
End of last season.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't like him at forward. Even when he was, I really like when he. There's a lot of the times where I watch him on the left, and specifically when Pogba is playing, they create really nice interplay from the left to the middle and get it in. And that's like kind of what I like about Martial is he can get to the wing or on the side and get that interplay to get it in really good positions. He's not. I just don't like. I didn't like him at forward.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Him and Pogba do a good interplay, but
really good,
I would say on our left hand side. We're stronger when we have Shaw and Rashford.
Definitely.
They play really, really well together.
Yeah,
and I think that's a big part of what's helped Luke Shaw.
And that's the thing. Martial can't play on the left because we're not going to take Rashford on the left.
Yeah, he also. When I've seen him play out on the wing, like the times this season when he's played with Cavani, so it would be most of the time it's actually ended up being Martial on the left and Rashford on the right, and then Cavani through the middle. Martial just looks lost out on the wing. He's never been the type of player to like, press or have a great work rate. And then when he's put out on that left-hand side, if the ball's not out there, he's not going to get involved in the play at all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he is found missing a lot of the time, actually.
Yeah. So who from the squad right now do you think needs to leave still? Like, what deadwood do you think we still have?
Well, definitely Phil Jones, you said. Normally I would have said like someone like Matic, but I mean he is a good backup for either Fred or McTominay.
I'd keep him.
Yeah, I probably would
just kind of phase him out a little bit. Have him be a more rotating type
player.
Because we also have in holding midfield James Garner. He's out on loan, but remember he had a couple of appearances and he looks like he'll be really good coming through the academy. But other than Matic, we just have like McTominay and Fred at holding midfield.
That's the thing. You can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not really sure. Like we did get rid of a lot of the deadwood, like you said.
Yeah, honestly. So I have this list. I took like the whole squad and kind of who I'd sell or keep. And, but I did this in December, so I said I'd sell De Gea. I just think because we're gonna get any sort of a fee for him or anything. It's got to happen now.
You're right. That's a good point.
And Henderson, I trust him.
Yeah, me too.
To be our number one for now, and I think at his age, he's better than De Gea was when he was that young, and like we've been through times where we haven't had keepers. Like after Schmeichel, it took us until Van de Sar to really find someone, and then even after Van de Sar left, De Gea looked real shaky.
Yeah, no, he wasn't that
of his career there. So yeah, I had just De Gea is the only one I'd sell in goal, and then Romero just looks like he's gonna leave.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we probably need a keeper, or at least bring someone through the academy to back Henderson up, because Lee Grant's the only other keeper we have.
Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with him.
Yeah. So, and then in December. Okay. Sorry about that. That was really weird. Yeah. So I said I'd sell Fosu Mensah, and I'd probably loan out Ethan Laird, because I think he could be all right back. Or at least competition for. Yeah, but that's one of the positions we're weaker in, definitely right back.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Williams could play there, but other than that, we don't really have much.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the middle, in December, I said that this couple of seasons, the end of this one and next season would be Eric Bailly's last chance. That was before he got that run of games in. He looks.
Yeah.
When he's healthy, he's always looked good.
Yeah, he has.
Definitely. And he's the type of player we need to be alongside Maguire, Lindelof, in defense, because he picks up the pace.
He does, for sure.
Yeah, and then I also said I'd sell Rojo, obviously, but he's gone now, and Jones. Jones needs to be sold still. And then left back, we're really strong at. I mean, Tellez, Luke Shaw, Brandon Williams.
Yeah.
So no problems there.
That is really good.
Yeah, and then in midfield, the only one I would sell Pogba, honestly.
Really?
I think there are times when he's brilliant for us, but the times where I've sat there and been screaming at my TV, at Paul Pogba, outnumbers that by far.
You're all right. You're definitely
And I think midfield's one of the areas where we're not, we don't have the best midfield in the league, but we're relatively strong there. I mean, we have decent holding midfielders, and we have Bruno, and I think if you sell Pogba, then Van de Beek kind of comes in and tries to make that spot his
own. That is
own.
true.
And yeah, also kind of similar with the De Gea situation. I think sooner than later, if we're going to let Pogba go, or else we're going to get nothing for him. And do you know how, that would be so embarrassing, because we got nothing for him twice. Then we let him go for free, paid a world record fee to bring him back, and then let him go for free again. We'd be a laughing stock.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and then Mata I just keep and rotate, and then
he's a good player.
Yeah, Lingard I said I'd sell, just because honestly the reason I would have sold Lingard in December is just for his own sake, kind of. Yeah. Because he
needed a move.
Yeah, he was one of those players where he still had something left in the tank and could be a good player in the Premier League, but you also kind of knew it wasn't going to happen for United.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and then also now, because now that we have Bruno, Jesse hasn't been playing through the middle at all. Whenever he's coming after Bruno arrived, it's been on the right for the most part. And then in the summer, we brought in Palestri and Traore. So, and we also have Chong out on loan.
Oh, yeah. Where is he right now? Yeah.
Club Bruges, I think. And
he's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. And then we also have Daniel James playing right, who he's started to look like a good signing. Last year it was kind of we got him from Swansea. No one really knew much about him. And he had some really good moments last year, actually. He scored on his debut against Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't be undervalued.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just slate him. And the easy thing to say about him is, if he wasn't fast, he wouldn't be on the field. But he's more than just a quick player. He's got an insane work rate. Like he gives it all every time he goes out
you could watch every game he plays. He's never had like a completely useless game.
Yeah.
Ever. He's always even if he's not doing forward, he's always helping back.
Exactly.
He's always involved.
And there's been times, obviously, where it's been like frustrating watching him going forward because like he'll be trying to get crosses or shots off, and they just keep getting blocked.
Yeah, he definitely needs a little more work on like the actual talent of being a soccer player. But
yeah, but I think you could see his like end products starting to get better.
Yeah, and it will definitely keep getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, now it sounds like Cavani might be leaving after this year. According to what his dad said, that he wants to go to Boca. But I would try to keep him if we can. If we don't, we have to move forward.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
If we don't keep Cavani, I think I'd pay like 150 million for Haaland.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah. Actually, this is a good question. Would you go in this team if you could have Haaland or Mbappe? Who would you take?
That's pretty tough. That's such a hard question. Like I would definitely always have said Mbappe, but now that I really am paying attention to Haaland, like it's so hard. I was like, he's doing all right now. He's not that good. He's incredible.
Yeah,
incredible. But then like Mbappe I always considered him the best out and out forward in the world. If like Ronaldo wasn't playing forward or whatever, or not including Ronaldo and Messi, I was like, he's going to be there, the third spot.
Well, now,
it's tough. Well, who would you take? I actually think I would take Mbappe.
I think I would take Haaland. I think, well, obviously, right now, I think they're the two best players in the world because, like, Messi and Ronaldo, they're kind of, they've been around forever. Right. It's their time's kind of coming to an end.
Yeah.
This is the first year actually since.
I know. I saw they didn't make.
What was it? Ep.5. Yeah.
They
haven't.
With them
they both haven't been in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But I take Haaland, and the main reason is against like your Burnleys, Brightons, these
good point. Physical.
Teams that are just gonna batter you.
Yeah.
I think Haaland is like the perfect kind of player. He'd be able to handle that definitely. I think he'd bully them and I think he's also more what this United team needs right now. We need someone who's pure like central number 9 striker.
True.
And Mbappe, he's one of the best forwards in the world without a doubt, but I still don't know 100% if his best position is out wide or through the middle.
True, good point.
Because if it wasn't for the fact that they have like Neymar and Di Maria, I think he'd be
better on the left,
out wide. Yeah. Because if Neymar went back to like Barcelona when that was rumored, I thought he'd go on the left, and then that would be his spot.
Because he does act more of a player that would be on that spot.
Yeah,
like a quick player, skilled to get down the wing. Not like he's not an out forward really. He's just so good. It makes it work there, kind of.
Yeah.
So, you do have a really good point there. I mean, I definitely wouldn't really have – my preference isn't that – I really wouldn't care. I would take Haaland or Mbappe like
that's
that.
True.
Like, holy wow. I would die for one of those players in our team.
Who do you think, when and if they leave their teams, is going to command a higher fee? I honestly don't know. That's a really tough question. I think that's harder than who I have in this team because they're like neck and neck with each other. They're different types of players, but in terms of talent, they're right up there with each other.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, right now,
I feel like there's no players like Haaland out there right now.
I know, and except for Lewandowski, he's so quick too.
Yeah.
Like even Lewandowski, he's not like a fast player. He's not slow.
Well, like, he's also up there a bit.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Like for his height and the size, like, and the thing with Haaland is he's like people. There's already so much gossip about like teams ready to bid for him, where you don't see anything about Mbappe because he's most likely not going to leave this summer.
Yeah. Well,
and
because
Haaland's like he's like he's in Dortmund. There's a good chance he leaves this summer for a huge bid.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because with the contract he's on right now, if he stays until the end of next season,
Mbappe,
Haaland. I think it's like an 86 million pound release clause gets activated. So like if anyone bids that, Dortmund have no choice. They'd have to accept it. And,
they could definitely get more than that right now.
Yeah. So that's why if I'm Dortmund, that's a tough situation too. Because
true, that's true.
If I'm Haaland and I'm getting a new contract, I'd want a release clause in there still, because you saw how Dortmund played hardball with Sancho, and
yeah, I know.
We were like, okay, we'll give you 108, and they're like, no, 120, and you're like, no, like, fuck. And that was after we started at 80, and then we're like, okay, we'll come up to 108.
We started at 80.
And then they're like, no, 12 more. And we're like, you're not going to move at all. Like, we're not doing this.
Stupid,
Yeah, but also I've heard that Dortmund kind of needs the money now because of COVID and everything. It's obviously impacting every club, but I heard something about Dortmund like needing to kind of sell some players. I think Sancho might be leaving this summer.
The thing and that's like crazy, because if I'm paying 108 for Sancho, I'm paying 150 for Haaland, and especially if I'm Man U, because not only do I think Haaland is a better player, even though they're in different positions, but we need a forward more, like you said.
But well, I don't know if you agree with this, but from what I have seen anyway, if you're English, there's like just extra fee slapped onto the back of your transfer price. And it makes no sense. Like, you know how you saw how David Moyes said that he wouldn't sell Rice for 100 million. I guarantee you, if Rice never switched his nationality to England, go like 40 would be the most I think he'd go for.
Because teams want the English players. Because the English Premier League, I guess. But I don't really understand that either. But yeah, you're definitely right. Like, I've definitely heard that before.
Yeah.
Where it's like, that's definitely a thing.
Well, also with Grealish, I don't know. I also feel like this might just be me being a little salty because they left Ireland. Also, I think no Irish players really get the credit they deserve in the Prem for the most part. But if Rice or Grealish still played for Ireland, I don't think there'd be half the hype around them that there is.
You're definitely right.
It's weird.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. That's just been a thing for some reason. Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah. So what do you think we need to bring into the team? Still
definitely the forward. That's the number one thing for me. It's definitely an out forward.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure what's going on the right side. Like, are we committing to Greenwood? Like, he doesn't start every game. I want to commit to. I think he's so quality.
Yeah. I think in a couple of years' time, I think at the end of the day, Greenwood's going to end up being a center forward.
Okay.
But he's like 19 or just turned 20. Right? Yeah. I think 2 or 3 years he'll be playing through the middle once he kind of gets a little muscle on, goes from being a kid playing for Man United to being a man,
Sure.
Remember when Rashford first came through and he was this little lanky guy, his arms were so skinny.
Yeah.
Now he's pretty strong, honestly. Greenwood also, he's
he picked up his strength.
Yeah, for such a young player.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think striker is one of our big needs. I think other than that, I think another center back, we need someone to partner.
Yeah, we do.
Maguire. And if Bailly could stay healthy, I'd let him do it. But I think we just need to bring someone in because you can't bet on Maguire being healthy the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think right back we need some cover. And then right wing also.
Yeah, the right wing.
And then striker and holding midfielder.
Yeah.
But yeah, right back, I don't think Wan-Bissaka is an issue. I think he should be our starting right back. But I think we need some cover and competition. Because, even when a player's doing good, if you bring someone in, you saw Luke Shaw, it turned him into a different person. This season.
Because you have to compete now.
Yeah.
You can't be slacking around.
Yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're back. Yeah, so we just said the most urgent needs in the United team right now are center back, right mid and striker, and then right back and holding midfielder. Still important. Needs to be addressed, definitely. But not so much so as those other ones.
I would say that, yeah.
So, well, I think this has been the problem that we've had for the longest time. So, who would you bring in at center back to partner Maguire? Because we thought Maguire was going to be the answer. Well, some people did when he came in, but clearly that hasn't worked out. Something like there's still one piece missing, it seems like.
Yeah, there is definitely. I'm not even sure if Maguire is really even that good himself. I definitely think he's. I like him, but but he's obviously going to be the one that stays if we get a new center back. He'll be the one alongside the new center back. I know Koulibaly was an option for a while that was going to sell, but I don't know what's going on with him. He's going to be expensive as well.
Yeah, and I know we were looking at Upamecano, but
he's
he agreed to go to Bayern.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I did see that actually. Yeah.
But,
honestly, I would take a Burnley defender, one of those two.
Well, do you remember the Leipzig game? Not Upamecano, but the other center back, Konate.
He's
He's a little bit bigger. Than,
okay, yeah, I know you're talking about that. Yeah.
He's very good too. I think he gets a little overlooked just because people tend to talk about Upamecano a little bit more, but I would bring him in possibly. And also, actually, this would be my dream move. So, I think Pogba's time is coming to an end here. We should move him on sooner than later.
Right.
And Juve have been one of the teams he's been rumored to go back
to. You want him to lift.
Oh yeah, I want to lift. And Juve apparently are in a little bit of money trouble right now. I'd take a straight swap. And if
I'm
they
sure we get money, yeah.
Oh, I'd give them money. I'd give them Pogba 20, 30 mil if we needed to for Delict.
Yeah.
He's our age. He's 22,
he's really good.
23 at most. And he looks like the most experienced center back I've seen at that age.
He's really, really good.
Yeah,
I definitely take him.
Defenders at that age usually don't look so composed. Like Tuanzebe, when he comes in, he plays really well sometimes, but you could tell he's a little nervy.
Definitely.
But Delict just looks cool as ice, 24/7. There could be a attacker coming to press him, and just calmly gets the ball, turns it out.
He is really good. He looks experienced.
Yeah, he's like one of those Rolls Royce defenders. You've heard that before. Yeah, just does everything so well, but it doesn't look hard for him either, which is the weird thing. And then,
I could definitely see it happening. I saw it before where that was a consideration. I don't know how true it was, but
we wanted him from Ajax.
Yes, from Ajax,
supposedly, but I would do that because that's been one of the big things that's been talked about is if Pogba goes back, Juve might not be able to pay a fee to bring him back.
Yeah.
So it might be a swap. I'd seen Ronaldo's name tossed around in that swap a bit. I mean,
that would be the dream. I don't even care if he's good. I think to see him back in the jersey.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a long-term thing, but
everyone would love that.
I'd be like,
but I think it would help our team more to get the
Oh, definitely.
Because you're not going to find a player like him for a while.
Obviously.
But Ronaldo, honestly, if that was a swap, I'd take it, and then Cavani would probably be out, and then Anthony Martial, he'd either have to step it up big time, or Ronaldo's going to be playing every week until he retires or comes to MLS. And then also the outside shout that I wouldn't mind being seen brought in. This guy, Christopher Ajer, he plays for, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Ajer or Ajer, it's Ajer is the last name. He plays for Celtic. He's 22 years old, and he's played for Celtic
I think you've mentioned
a
this
couple of
before.
years. Yeah, he's Norwegian too, which, you know, that could be a good thing. You know, a little connection with Ole. And yeah, he's 22. Players coming from Celtic, young players, or even coming from the Scottish League, coming to the Premier League, have a pretty good success rate. Like, Virgil van Dijk came from Celtic. Andy Robertson came from Dundee. Kieran Tierney came from Celtic. Wanyama came from Celtic. And that's only in recent memory that I could think of. Like, I'd bring him in. He probably wouldn't be that expensive. I think we'd be able to get him for less than 20 million.
Oh, wow.
Easily. Like, easily less than 20, I think.
Yeah, because Celtic,
obviously. And, you know, worst case scenario, he's not our first choice center back, but he'd be cover there. And he's young. He has a lot of potential, but he looks like he could be good.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of those young defenders where, you know how, like, Upamecano, like, if you play in a big league, you're going to get looked at so closely by everyone, and that's going to make your transfer fee obviously more expensive. You think this guy would be like that if he was in a big league? I think he'd be, I don't know necessarily that extent, like, to that extent, but I think he'd be like, you know how Ben White on Brighton, he's getting talked about on Liverpool. I think he'd be like that. Okay. Like a player that's young and you obviously see that, like, there's something there. Right. So those would be my choices for center back. I mean, I would love to see Bailly just never get injured again. Yeah. Take it, but that's good. The odds of that happening.
I know, he's so injury prone.
Yeah. So then, right wing, another big need. I mean, Sancho's been talked about for over a year at this point.
Forever.
And then, I mean, he'd definitely be a good shout there.
Yeah. No, for sure.
What other players do you think?
For right wing?
Yeah.
I mean, other than Sancho, I mean, if that's the main one. Yeah. He's just so expensive.
I'd seen, like, well, this was last summer, when, like, the Sancho things, it was, like, kind of looking like it wasn't going to work out. So I'm not sure if United was actually considering this or if it was kind of just thrown out by, like, the media as kind of like a clickbait. But apparently we were looking at Ousmane Dembele from Barca. I wouldn't want him.
Yeah, not really sure about him, honestly.
He's a good player, but he's out all the time with injury, and, like, that's such a risky thing to try.
I'll tell you one right now. Rafinha from Leeds.
Oh, from Leeds. I actually saw that. Yeah. We're linked with him,
He is so good.
Yeah, he is really good.
So good.
I kind of like I like watching him at Leeds.
Oh, I love watching him there.
That Leeds team
really fun
as a whole is really fun to watch. Yeah. Also, well, another Premier League guy, Adama Traore might be a good shot. Yeah. I mean, he's just a physical, like...
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, beast. Yeah. No one can catch him or really outstrength him. Yeah. And he's a little raw, you know, not the most technically sound, but he's got a decent game. He doesn't have the best end product, but I'd still take him.
I'd take him.
Yeah, and then Grealish, maybe, I was thinking if he comes in, because that's been talked about, maybe he could go out on
he could definitely play out wide,
because he's played out left for Villa a decent amount, but he's more comfortable through
he's definitely his best position in the middle, but he could definitely play on the right. Or anywhere, really, on the wing side.
Yeah.
Actually, of all of them, I think that I'd want Rafinha on the right the most. Because of the price, also. Like, he wouldn't be as much as Sancho.
I think the article I saw said we were thinking about putting like a 40 million bid in for him.
Oh my god!
I'd take that.
And this day?
And I think Leeds would They would have to consider that offer.
Yeah, that's not. That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good offer. Actually, I'd like to see it. What happened if we did that?
Yeah. And other than that, I can't think of a whole lot either. That I'd put on that right hand side. I mean, yeah, Sancho, Grealish, Adama, Rafinha.
Yeah.
And then I saw Kingsley Coman mentioned a couple of times. I don't like that movie. They're
no,
kind of
like
similar to.
I don't like
similar to the Dembele thing. Like they've just had a history with injury.
I'm not a big fan of either of them.
Yeah. Also, like when I'd be very skeptical of buying anyone who has like a rocky injury history because that's such a difficult thing to change.
Yeah.
And I mean, for all we know, it could be just like the club that they're at. They're not, training the right way or something there, and that's the issue. But it's just such a risk.
Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. And then, well, at striker, obviously, we all said Haaland would be our number one.
Yeah.
Option.
Yeah.
Other than him, because there's a lot of competition again. Also,
I think he is going to leave the summer.
Yeah, the one thing that makes me think he might not come to Man United, Roy Keane nearly, like, if that was not on a football pitch, Roy Keane would be locked up for the tackle he put in on his dad. And that's the one thing where I'm like, maybe he wouldn't want to come to Man United after that, Also, his dad played for Leeds and City.
Yeah.
But he played for City, like, more towards the end of his career. Well, Roy Keane ended his career when he was at City. But that's the one thing where I'm like, I hope, like, his dad's not like, oh, you're going to go to Man United?
Yeah, I know.
Roy Keane nearly killed me on a pitch out there at like Old Trafford. I gotta go watch it every other week. Nice, son. Other than him though, like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other good options really.
I mean,
everything's gonna change after the Euros as well.
Yeah,
everyone's gonna have new opinions on players.
Yeah, because remember for the World Cup, no one
exactly
everything
Rodriguez,
changes. I think is the most recent and most extreme case of that where no one really knew of him outside France and Portugal and Colombia because that's where he played before. No one really knew anything about him, and then he lit up the World Cup that was 2014, I think. And then he got that move to Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah,
every tournament there's
huge
one player.
There's always one player that's like, oh wow, we want him actually. He's really good. Yeah. But I definitely think Haaland will leave. I think that's so many teams want him. They're willing to pay over $100 million for him. Yeah. And I just feel like any team is like that's brutal to see him go not to your team.
Yeah.
Because he's a game changer.
I saw actually Andre, I think it's Andre Silva, he plays for...
Did he play for Porto?
No, he plays for Frankfurt right now. He played for AC Milan. He's the Portuguese striker.
Yeah.
I think we've been linked with a move for him.
Okay.
Also, I haven't seen anything about this really, but Luka Jovic?
Yeah.
He went back on loan from Madrid to Frankfurt. And he's been playing really, really well since he went back.
I saw something about him in the transfer thing. I forgot who it was, but...
And the thing is, he's a good player, and I think at Madrid he just wasn't given a chance.
Yeah, that happens a lot in Madrid with those kind of players.
Yeah. Also, I mean, as a striker at Madrid, you got to take Benzema out of that team.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Benzema's been there just as long as Ramos.
Yeah.
Almost
Actually, I heard we might get Ramos. I actually heard that.
He's on a free. I saw that. I don't know if I'd want that just because the wages, I think, would be a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be true.
I think it might mess up a little bit of the...
he would kind of come and take over the cap. He's a captainish player.
Yeah.
And he's he's a leader.
This is a good question. Do you like Harry Maguire as our captain?
I think right now I do. I think so. I can't. Definitely in the future. I could definitely see a lot of players becoming captain. But for right now, I think he's a good captain.
Yeah, he just frustrates me as captain. Like he's not what I want to see.
No, yeah.
Like, I mean, I think the top 3 captains I've seen, Keane number 1, then I think Vidic right below him.
Yeah.
And then there hasn't really been one after that, you know. I mean, Cantona and Robson were great. Like, we had all these great captains, and then after Vidic, it went to, Ashley Young?
Yeah, that's really weird, actually.
Yeah, and...
Yeah, that's the thing, like, we don't have any, like, really captain options.
I think...
Like, definitely, like, the thing is, like, he's played every minute for us, so he instantly gets that kind of credibility, almost.
Yeah, but I think it's more so, like, the mentality and, like, not passion, but a captain has to be loud and, like, outspoken, and I'm looking for it right now, actually, because I remember the other day, I saw, it was an interview with Maguire. Yeah, Maguire. I'm a loud captain and I demand a lot. If you are a loud captain and you demand a lot, you wouldn't have to come out
and
in like a press conference and even say that, because no one would even question it.
Yeah, true.
Like, I think Bruno right now is the most captain
that's a good option, actually.
I think Scott could be it.
He will. I think he will be.
And then
in the future.
Yeah, and then I don't think Maguire should be captain. Like,
yeah, it's tough to get with the Fernandez because he just kind of got here.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but like, he is a captain player. Actually,
yeah,
Fernandez.
He's allowed. Like, yeah, exactly. Like with Roy Keane, Vidic, even like Cantona, I've like only really seen highlights of him, but when you watch them, you see that they lift everyone around them up. Like, they are holding everyone to a certain standard.
You don't see it with Maguire. You do see that with Fernandez.
You see Fernandez. He's like turning at people and going like, "Come on, let's get our shit together." And like McTominay also. Whenever McTominay's playing, we have a big boost in energy.
Yeah,
it's a big
for
lift
sure.
For us.
Yeah, McTominay, I think, will be the captain. For us in the future.
But Maguire.
Yeah, Fernandez should be the captain, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's just come in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, how could you just take it off Maguire?
Maguire just came in and took.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, it's a good point.
And I mean, who was our club captain? I think then was Valencia, and he just left.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah. De Gea. Well, De Gea is so quiet. I mean, the captain, but yeah. I mean, I think that Maguire shouldn't have gotten it, and he got the armband right away. Why not do it?
Yeah, he did get the armband right away. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, and then also on the team, I forgot we still have these players to get rid of. Delo. Well, I mean, he's at Milan, but he's probably gonna come back. And then Pereira. Also, we still have.
Oh, we do have him still?
Yeah. Right, I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay. See, I'm not really sure if I agree and think Pogba should leave. I think he should personally... I want to see him around because he's been so good this season. And he just looks like he's such a game-changing player to me. So I definitely don't think I'd want to see him leave right now. But I could see where he's coming from with the money. It's not that long time to get money left. But yeah, Pereira, I forgot we had him actually.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Is he not on loan either? He's just in the team?
Pereira's on loan at Lazio.
Oh, he's on loan at Lazio.
Yeah. But a lot of these guys, like, I have the value down, but I don't think we'll get all of that for most of them. I think.
Yeah.
Pogba, I'd take 50 million for. He was valued at like 65. Martial, I'd take 45.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be a bid for 45, 50.
Like, the thing, we paid so much for him, so like.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna happen from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then midfield, that's the other big spot that we kind of need to strengthen. Who would you want to see brought in?
To just like a holding midfield or like a center?
Well, I think
box to
if
box?
Pogba stays, I think holding midfielder is probably our main
Yeah,
priority.
Because we don't want him playing more.
Yeah, and Matic is, getting up there in age, so he's going to have to start managing his time a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. I really like Ndidi actually a lot. He's really, really good.
I like Ndidi. He's like also Premier League proven, but he's just like nothing's getting past him. He's just in front of the back four.
Really good.
He just kind of cleans everything up.
Yeah.
And having him in a team would solidify our defense. Also,
yeah, 100%.
It would help our back line out.
We need someone like that actually, like him or Partey.
Yeah, Partey, I would have loved, but I don't think we'll get him now because he's at Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then, also, I think Ruben Neves is a really, really good player. Every time I see him play...
And he has a nice shot.
Yeah, but every time I watch Wolves, I think he's, like, the best player in that team.
Yeah, almost. He is good.
And, he has an insane shot from outside the box.
Yeah, he does.
He could kind of drop a little bit and play that holding, or he could also play as a box-to-box.
Yeah.
I think if we had McTominay in the team, he could play as a box-to-box, but if we had, say, Fred, we could play with kind of two number sixes.
Yeah.
Two box-to-box. And then also outside the Premier League, I think Zakaria, he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's Swiss. He's really good. He's about like 25.
Yeah, I heard about him actually.
Yeah, I like him. And I mean, I think the two best holding midfielders in the world right now, which I don't think we'd be able to get, are Kimmich and Casemiro. I think those are like the highest standard of holding midfielders, and they're both two very different types.
Yeah, they're probably not leaving anytime soon in their teams.
Yeah. If we got Kimmich, I think that would be like, that would nearly get us to being like up there with Liverpool and City, because Pep's even said it. He's like one of the best footballers he's ever seen from like a technical standpoint all around.
Yeah. Kimmich is really, really, really good.
Yeah, but Bayern, like that team, I don't think anyone's going to. There's no reason.
There's no way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Casemiro, even like Real Madrid, I could see someone leaving, but it's a lot that goes into it.
And then, Real Madrid, I think, might have to sell some players out because they're a little bit.
Their wages are huge.
Yeah. And Hazard didn't work out for them.
So they're just paying for him.
Yeah. Exactly. They're paying for that after like years and years. Yeah. All right. So. All right. We could wrap it up here, but last question. How many more years do you give Ole before it's like, if he's not winning titles or cups and trophies, he has to go?
It's tough. I mean, especially in this day where managers are getting sacked like crazy, I'd probably say next year. It'd honestly be his last year, I'd actually say.
Yeah. I think under normal circumstances, I'd probably agree with you, but I think because United's been restructuring a bit, like they just appointed a director of football and also appointed Darren Fletcher as a technical director. So like that, before the like transfer markets and like us trying to get players or work out contracts was a shit show because Ed Woodward doesn't know much about football. Right. He's a businessman, which I hate Ed Woodward, but you can't say he's been completely terrible. He's done good things for the club. Like since he's come in, Man United's like a brand and like commercially, I think has grown a lot. But on the field, we haven't been seeing. Yeah. But I think now it's going to help having those two people in there that are solely appointed just to do that. That's all they have to deal with. So I think I'd give him 2 more, just 1 full year. Like, this is going to be his first summer with a director and having to deal with them and work together. And Also, it's the first time Man United's ever had anyone in that role, so that in itself is a huge change. It's not just having a change of faces in the position; it's having a completely new position made up. So I give him 2, just 1 to kind of gel with it, like adjust to those changes, and also I think not just from Ole's perspective, but from the club's. While we're transitioning into this phase of working with a technical director and a director of football, Ole is 100% on board. He said from the day he came in that he wanted to have a technical director and all that point. The reason we didn't before that was because Mourinho said no because he felt like that would undermine his authority in the team. Because Mourinho's got like the biggest head in the league when it comes to managers, but. So I think it would help just having Ole there to work with them while everything like that is getting set up and started off, because it's going to be tough for everyone. Like, it's going to be an adjustment, and you need someone that at least is open to and like behind the change in what they're doing. So at least you know that's the case with Ole.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a huge summer into next year.
Yeah. Also, it seems kind of like since we got rid of Mourinho, we've been trying to get like a little bit of that Fergie like identity back in.
Oh yeah, because we looked completely nothing like Man U during.
Yeah, like we brought in Ole, but then after that we have Carrick, who was there under Mourinho as a player and a coach actually, but. Yeah, we have Carrick. We brought Fletcher in, was working as a coach at first, but now he just got that new promotion. So like we're trying to bring these players back that know what the club stands for and like get that identity back. Because since Fergie left, it hasn't felt like Man United at all. It's felt like a completely different team. To be honest.
For sure.
Like
we've gone through so much and still can't get there, but we will.
Yeah.
Eventually. We also had those like such insane players. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, well, no, we even had players that like weren't.
Yeah, we did.
Like necessarily incredible, but just we got the best out of them. Like Ji-Sung Park, Darren Fletcher, John O'Shea, Chicharito, who else? Wes Brown.
Yeah.
Like all these players were great players for United under Ferguson, but then like I don't know if they would have hit like such heights anywhere else, because I don't know. I think Fergie was able to literally get the best out of every player, and like he'd push you and like. Because, I mean, everyone knows about, like, the hairdryer treatments he'd give players in the dressing room, and now players might not, like, that might not work. You know, just yelling at a player if they're doing shit, but, I don't know, for me, if, like, coach was screaming at me, and, like, rightly so, because, like, with Berlin, like, he'd be like, oh, why'd you do this? And I'm like, because there's no options, basically. Because what am I supposed to do when everyone, like, no one else is doing what they're supposed to do? But, then it's like, oh, okay, you want to prove them wrong, but, like, also, John O'Shea, like, after he left United, he went to Sunderland and West Brom, like, all these players, after they leave United, they don't go on to, like, great teams. And also, they're not even necessarily, like, star players.
No, they definitely weren't.
But they were some of the best examples of like squad players that I've seen. Yeah. Like,
no, you're definitely right. Yeah, you're right, for sure.
Yeah. So you think one more year and he could get the sack?
I think one more year. Yeah, he'll get the sack. I think probably.
All right. I know I said that was the last question, but actually one more. Do you think we could win the title next year? Depending on what we do in the summer.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, but I still next year can't see it. Only because I just can't see Man City not winning again next year.
Yeah.
Like they're that dominant. It's not like we're that like we might even be second there first, but the gap, it's even if we just beat them, whatever.
Yeah.
They're still way ahead of us. That's the thing. I think 2 years time, maybe transfers are going to be huge.
Do you think we at least give a tough challenge next year?
I hope so. I mean, I feel like for that, like it's going to all depend on the summer, the transfers and stuff. Because we get some positions sorted out. I think for sure we could get close.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. Yeah, I can't see City dropping off too much from where they were this year. I mean, Aguero might leave, but that's really the only player I can see them losing. Yeah, I think we should, as long as we don't, like, if we make some moves in the summer, we should be in second next year again. And I think the only way we don't come in second again next season is if we sell, like, Pogba and Cavani leaves and we don't bring anyone in.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Because every year always gotten better and better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But City, it's weird that... It's fucked that they're so good because we're supposed to get...
Yeah, the transfer ban.
Yeah. Also, you know what's really screwed up? Other than Bayern, at the beginning of the season, I thought, okay, Bayern's a clear favorite for the Champions League because they haven't done anything to show me that they're not.
Yeah, and because Man City wasn't supposed to be in it.
Yeah, even after they were allowed in it, like in October and stuff, Man City was struggling a bit. Well, struggling by Man City standards when they have all the money.
They were,
But I was still like Bayern's clear favorite. Now I'm like, I think the only team that beats Man City hands down that I'd even be comfortable putting like $1 on is Bayern.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up because Man City was supposed to be banned from UEFA, like not allowed to be in the Champions League for 2 years, and now it looks like they might win their first one the year that they were supposed to get banned.
Yeah. No, them or Bayern are winning it hands down.
Yeah.
It's just going to be which one of those two. I hope they play each other in the finals. Can they do that?
Yeah, it depends on how everything gets drawn out.
Yeah,
but,
I hope that happens.
Yeah, but that's so...
Yeah, I don't want to see them win.
Yeah. You guys are getting a 2-year ban because you spent too much money and it's not fair. Like,
but we'll let you buy that out.
Yeah, but if you want to get back in, give us some money and you're allowed to play.
Yeah.
What?
Literally the most supercritical thing ever.
Yeah. It
contradicts everything.
I mean, FIFA's like...
Yeah, it's all corrupt. It's so corrupt.
Anyway, so I guess that covers everything. Alright, so thanks for listening, guys. That was the Footy Philosopher podcast. Nice Man United episode. Good first recording in person. A little technical difficulties, but we'll get that sorted out for next time. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Later, guys.